Hello everyone, and finally, welcome to my YouTube channel. First of all, I would like to wish everyone a happy new year. और finally, I thought कि यार न्यू ईयर के पहले दिन कुछ तो रेजोल्यूशन से स्टार्ट करते हैं और I always wanted to make a YouTube channel. All of you also really encouraged me and supported me during my streams with Sagar to start streaming. So finally, I am here, guys. And today, I wanted to show you my game from the Las Vegas Open tournament that I played, which finished 2 days back. So 30th December का tournament खत्म हुआ और joint second आया मैं in the tournament. And in the second last round, I was playing a Grandmaster Simon Khanin from Russia. Very strong Grandmaster, 2575 rated और मैं black से खेल रहा था. Wanted to spice things up a little bit. So a very fun game. Let's go to the game, guys. So this was the 8th round. Um, and there were 2 rounds in this on this day. पहला राउंड में कुछ 2200 प्लेयर से जीत गया और सेकेंड राउंड में मुझे बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग प्लेयर खानन लगा. So the game went d4, knight f6, c4, e6, knight c3, bishop b4. So Nimzo Indian defense, as many of you know by now. E3, castles, बिशप d3, d5. ये मूव्स हम सब फटाफट एकदम फटाफट खेल रहे थे, दोनों प्रिपेयर करके आए थे. a3 थोड़ा रेयर मूव है. The idea is that white wants to take the 2 bishops, but what black wants to do is quickly play develop like this, and maybe open the center and to play against the c1 bishop. So bishop c4 ko I played c5 according to the plan. Knight e2, queen c7. और यहाँ पे मेरे अपोनेंट ने खेला बिशप d3, knight c6. My idea is to go e5. और मैंने प्रिपेयर किया था something like castles, e5, knight g3, bishop e6, f4, something like this I had prepared. Not sure, but it was something like this that my opponent had already played. But in this position, my opponent played f4. मैंने सोचा यार ये क्या, f4 तो कभी देखा नहीं था. The idea is simple, to stop me from playing e5, and after castle just try to quickly attack on the king side. Maybe if he gets e4 e5 somehow, that would be also very strong. तो मुझे सच में कुछ पता नहीं चल रहा था क्या प्लान करूं. So first मैंने सोचा कि पिन कर लेते हैं, this, to just pin it, and then maybe I can have some tricks like e5, knight e5 or c4 ये पिन की वजह से. So castles, he played very quickly. फिर again I thought for quite some time here, and I would also like you guys to guess and pause and think what I would have done in this position. And after you're back, I'm going to tell you the move, which is b5. Bam, pehla pawn sacrifice. So I thought ki if he doesn't take, then I will always have ideas like c4, bishop b7, knight a5. And if he takes, which he did in the game, then after bishop b7, now my idea is to go e5, because after fe5, knight e5 मार नहीं सकते क्योंकि पिन है. तो बिशप d3 वापस जाना पड़ा. So I thought कि b5 pawn sacrifice के जैसे मुझे 2 moves मिल गए. Same position, my bishop is on b7 instead of the pawn, and it's my move again. So I thought कि I should have good compensation. So ये पहला pawn sacrifice था. एकदम मतलब मैं initiative के लिए खेल रहा था ये game. And now knight e7. So मेरा idea है कि bishop e4 से exchange करना है, And if light square bishops are exchanged, of course, black का position बहुत अच्छा रहेगा क्योंकि ये bishop का c1 पे एकदम ही फंस चुका है. So knight g3, stopping bishop e4. And now actually, there was a very, very nice positional sacrificial idea, guys. So if you can find it again, this was not what I played in the game, but an amazing idea possible from black in this position. So I would again like for you guys to stop, sorry, think for a few minutes and try to find a positional sacrifice from black here to gain control of the light squares. And after you're back, I'm going to tell you the solution, which is c5 to c4, stopping white c4. And after bishop to c2, knight e7 to f5. And the point is that after knight f5, ef5, bishop f5, white has lost control of the e4 square, and black can play bishop to e4 now. And as you can see, bishop e4, knight e4 ke baad, white is 2 pawns up, but look at his bishop here. It's completely stuck because of these pawns. And black will have very, very good positional control over the light squares, and rook b8, rook b3 could also be something that will be coming in the future. So an amazing idea that was possible, but I was a little unsure whether sacrificing 2 pawns would be enough. You know, game में खुद की गेम में pawns sacrifice करना इतना आसान नहीं होता है. Even though in the game I did it, but at this point I was not fully sure of the compensation. So I went knight g6, which the engines don't like. पर मेरा idea simple था. Maybe कभी ना कभी knight h4 पे जाना है. Always keep the e5 ideas in the air. And also, you know, kind of protect my king side a little bit. But of course, objectively, it was not the best move. Queen e2 खेला मेरे opponent ने. And now again, a very, very interesting and ambitious move was played by me. I wouldn't maybe, you can maybe stop and pause and think again. But I think by now many of you have probably guessed what my move is by the by how the game has continued so far. I played h7 to h5, guys. Again, just going all in and playing for the initiative. It was the 8th round, and with the black pieces, it was kind of a must-win situation. A draw would have taken both of us out from the winner's contention. So मैंने सोचा यार जो होगा देख लेंगे h5. Let's push. The point is that if you take on h5, then after take cd4, and if we take cd4, I have queen c3 attacking both the bishop and the rook. So ये मेरा idea था. And if cd4, bishop g6, I thought that after fg6, queen g6, even something like queen c3, queen e6, king somewhere, should be more or less fine for me. Because bishop or everything is undeveloped. And also maybe here I could have some other option. Maybe just take on c3 and queen e6, go queen f7. Should have been fine for me. So knight h5, I thought ki should not be so good for white. So he thought for 30 minutes here. He was really taking his time to figure out the best move here, because a lot of options possible. f5 is possible. A move like bishop d2, bishop b2 is possible. Rook f2, h4, knight f1, something like that is also possible. Many, many ideas possible. Bishop g6 also. And finally, he decided to play f5. So, okay, now I have to take. It takes with the rook. And now, again, I played h4, knight h5. Knight e4. Of course, I don't want to trade because I want to keep control of this square. So I went knight e4. He went bishop b2. And now, guys, he wants to go c4 and open this bishop. And I was like कि दो पॉन तो ऑलरेडी डाउन हो, सॉरी एक पॉन तो ऑलरेडी डाउन हो, पर ये बिशप अगर खुल गया देन इट्स गोइंग टू बी वेरी डेंजरस बिकॉज माय पॉन ऑन g7 इज वीक. So I thought for several minutes here, and then I came up with a very, very nice idea. And I would really like you guys to stop and think and find this idea to kind of play against this bishop on b2. And if you have found it, the move was c5 to c4. Another pawn sacrifice. My whole idea being that I just want to play against this bishop on b2. ये bishop खुलना नहीं चाहिए, तो उसको बंद करके रखना था. So he took knight d6, attacking the rook and the bishop. So rook c5 only move, and now queen e7. So let's take a small pause and analyze what has happened so far. I am 2 pawns down currently. 4 pawns black has versus white 6 pawns. White's rook on c5 is a little misplaced. Bishop on b2 भी वो तो हमेशा के लिए हमने बंद करके रखा है. And if you look at the superb bishop on this diagonal, as well as this pawn on h4, which is actually a very big asset for black, क्योंकि h3 कभी भी आ सकता है, और फिर ये knight can also come into the game. So for 2 pawns, black has very, very good compensation in this position. Not easy for white to play. So my opponent went back bishop to a2. So I mean, 2 pawns तो already दे दिए, एक और क्या है, h3. I decided to give away the third pawn because after gh3, this diagonal looks so weak. कभी भी mating ideas आ सकते हैं. Knight h4 is also coming. So I was even if I was 3 pawns down, I was kind of optimistic about my chances in this position. Even though objectively, white is probably fine. I played rook a to b8 here. So my idea was that yeah, bishop on b2 is kind of vulnerable, and if I ever manage to go bishop a6, then ideas like rook b2 can suddenly become possible because yeah, e3 ka pawn is also going to be weak. So I thought that one last piece which was not in the game, let's also bring the rook into the game. Rook a8 kuch kaam nahi kar raha tha, so let's bring that piece into the game. He played rook a to f1, trying to put pressure somehow on this pawn. Now I went bishop a6 as it was my idea. And after c4, now this bishop is also closed, guys, if you can see. So ye dono bishop band hai. And now it's time for me to, regroup. And so I put my knight back to e4. Rook to f5. Knight to g5. So I kind of, now you see where a knight d6 pe tha, so I've got this knight also in the attack, and now you can see कि ये दोनों knight can be very, very useful to attack white. So my opponent went bishop to a1. So I think what I wanted to threaten is something like rook takes b2 और queen b2 के बाद queen e3 check. And rook f2 नहीं आ सकते क्योंकि knight h3 check के बाद I will collect the exchange. Also, there are going to be some mating ideas. So he wanted to move the bishop and he went bishop to a1. और ये position में I played knight to h4. Okay. And when I first saw this move, मुझे लगा कि यार rook e5 आ रहा है. And कि rook e5 के बाद it attacks my queen. Also, I cannot move the queen because my knight on g5 is hanging. और knight h3 king h1 के बाद white is kind of safe क्योंकि d5 आ सकता है next. But then I found an unbelievable trick, guys. Rook to e5, and now it is black to play and win in this position. I was extremely happy to see this combination. A very, very cute combination, kind of making use of the two knights. जो कोने में knight होते हमेशा हमने सुना था कि कोने में knight काम करे थोड़ा, पर इस केस में guys कोने के knight बहुत deadly थे. So rook to e5, guys, take a small break and think of the combination that I've found from the black pieces here. And after you're back, I'm going to show you the beautiful, and hopefully you guys found it too. Queen takes knight h3, king h1, and queen takes e5. Botes gambit, queen sacrifice. The point is कि after d e5, I have bishop to b7 check. e4 only move. क्योंकि rook f3 को I can just take, and I am too much material up. I even maybe have something like rook d2, but bishop f3 is enough. So e4, and now the whole point of the combination. Also in this position, I would like to say कि rook d2 मुझे बहुत tempting लगा था. I thought rook d2 wins, and it's so beautiful क्योंकि queen d2 के बाद bishop e4, and white is getting checkmated, but white has an amazing resource, knight to f6 check, protecting the pawn on e4. So king अगर move किया तो white can just take the rook, and after gf6, queen to g4 is a check, and maybe he can just collect the knight on h4 afterwards. So this did not really work for black. But I had found this amazing idea when I took the rook on e5, and when I played knight to h4, that I have bishop takes e4 check, queen takes e4, and now knight to f2 check. So it's a move very, very easy to miss, because the whole point is कि rook f2 के बाद rook to d1 check, and white is going to get back rank checkmated thanks to the knight in the corner. So knight on h4 doing a very crucial job of protecting the square on g2, and after rook d1, black indeed is winning in two more moves. So my opponent played king g1, and it was about the 34th move. दोनों time pressure में थे, तो मैंने सोचा यार opponent को थोड़ा let's also take some time and also psychologically put my opponent in the thought process कि yeah, maybe it can be a draw. So I repeated knight h3, king h1, knight f2, king g1. Very, very old school way of playing. दो बार repeat करना and then to make the next move. And now मैंने just I took the queen on e4. My opponent played c5 and rook to d2, sacrificing one more pawn. But the point is कि king h7 के बाद I have mating ideas with rook g2, knight f2, and rook b1 coming in. So knight f4, my opponent played, and again, guys, again a very, very nice move that I was able to find. And the knights on e4 and h4 really proving how they could develop mating chances for black. And now the move is rook b8 to b1, because rook takes b1 mara, तो फिर knight f3 check, and no matter where white's king goes, it's going to be checkmate. h1 पे rook h2 and king f1 पे rook f2 will be checkmate. So my opponent decided to go bishop to g6 check. And now knight takes g6, rook takes b1, knight takes f4, c6, rook g2 check, and my opponent resigned. So बहुत ही I thought that it was a very, very interesting game. I sacrificed 3 pawns, but I was always trying to put my opponent under pressure, or finally he made a mistake, rook to e5, or I was able to win this game with black. And in the last round, I made a draw and finished joint second in the North Atlantic Chess Open tournament. Um, so a very, very good end to the year 2022, guys. Or can you believe it? 2023 already shuru ho chuka hai. I just think that it was yesterday that I was in Chennai during the Olympiad, and it's crazy how fast the time has went since. But yeah, this was my first entrance in the YouTube world, with my nice game from the North Atlantic Chess Open. So hope आप guys को मजा आ गया, क्योंकि मुझे तो बहुत ही मजा आया था ये गेम खेल के. And hope that I am looking forward to making more videos on YouTube, and maybe commenting on some tournament myself. Maybe you guys can suggest some ideas about what I should do. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching. And do like and subscribe my channel, as it will help me to grow further. And a very, very happy new year, guys. See you.